This video will walk you through the steps to first time login to My Tri-C Space. So before watching this video, gather your S number and your date of birth. I suggest you take a few moments to create a new password following the college's guidelines. The password must include 3 of the following character types. Check your email account that you use to register. Once the registration is complete, you will receive an email from the college's registrar office that will include your S number and your student email. These directions are strictly for accessing My Tri-C Space using any browser for the first time. Please keep in mind that these steps are different on any campus computer for first-time login. I'll be using, or you can use, any browser such as Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, or iOS or Apple Safari. This video will be demonstrating using Google Chrome. In the address bar, carefully type my.tri-c.edu in the website address bar for the internal My Tri-C Space portal. There are 2 websites that belongs to Cuyahoga Community College. One is internal, which needs an S number and a password, or a username and a password, and one external that does not require a username or a password. As I type the website, again, it's my.tri-c.edu. There's 2 things I want you to notice. First, you will see a list of suggestions. Then you will see an autofill, which means that I've typed this in before, so I could simply click outside of it. But I also want you to notice that there's a little icon, and that icon shows you the college's mascot, which is called Stump. He's a triceratop. Now, if you select any of these other options for logging in, it's going to take you to a result page. So I'm going to click on one of these just to demonstrate that. So here we are in a results page, even though I began by typing in the website, but because I selected this option and it had those spaces and it had the word login, it takes me to the results page of a search engine. So if you by chance click on any of these options, but I would only click on this one because I know that would take me to the external page of Cuyahoga Community College. So I'm going to demonstrate that. So once I click on it, now I'm on the external page of the college. So if I find myself here, I can click on this link with the avatar and My Tri-C Space, and it will take me to the login screen for My Tri-C Space. But we're not going to do that. I want to go back to the other screen and log in directly. So I'm going to go up here to this tab and click the X and close that. Then I don't have to erase anything. I just type in the address bar my.tri-c.edu. I'm going to bypass these suggestions, and then I'm just going to press the Enter key on my keyboard. Now it takes me to the login screen for My Tri-C Space. And as you can see here, it's asking for a user ID, and it gives you the rest of the email address, which is at ac.acad.tri-c.edu. That is your student email. That user ID is your S number. But for right now, the only thing we need is your S number in order to change our password. So again, the first time you log on, the process is different. You will need your username, which is your S number. It is always the letter S. It is not case sensitive, so you can use upper or lower. It's always 8 digits. Digits such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's followed by the letter. And you will also need your date of birth. Your date of birth. And I want to show you before we continue exactly what your date of birth should look like. Your date of birth for the first time you're logging in is always, your password for the first time is always your date of birth. Your date of birth is in one of the four formats that you see right here. You see no leading zeros, whether you were born on the first month, which is January 1, 4-digit year, or whether you were born in October 20th, 4-digit year. You always separate every single date and year, month, date, and year. You're going to separate it by a /. There's no leading zeros, no leading zeros whatsoever. So now that you have that information, because you can pause this video, take a few minutes, look for that email from the registrar's office. You can write down your S number and your email address, which is your S number at acad@try-c.edu, and get that ready, and then we're ready for the next step. So now we're going to click that blue link that says Password Tools and Assist. And it's going to take you to the help page, which is now referred to as Tri-C's Fresh Service Support homepage. And it asks you, how can we help you? First it says, hello or hi, how can we help you? And what we're going to do is change your password, because we know your password, which is your date of birth. So we're going to select that very first option that says change your password. And now it's going to take us to the change your password screen. But I want to point out something. Use this if you know your current password and want to change it. But you must keep in mind, you must be at least 10 days, or there must be at least 10 days since you last changed your password. Okay? So this is your first time logging in. Your old password is always your date of birth with no leading zeros for the month and for the day. No leading zeros for the month and for the day. You're going to enter your S number. You're going to enter your old password, which is your date of birth. Now, before you enter that new password, I would suggest that you click on the password guidelines. Here it tells you that you can have a minimum of 8 characters, a maximum of 256. It may not contain sequel numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It shouldn't be part of your username. You must at least have 1 day since you've changed your password. That doesn't apply to us. But what's the most important part is right here. It must contain at least 3 of the following rules: 1 digit, 1 lowercase, 1 uppercase, and then any of these special characters. Your password must not contain very common words or keyboard patterns. Okay, so it gives you some examples of what not to use. Okay, so I'm just going to click the exit and close out of there. Once you enter in your new password and then you verify the new password, these must match. But as I scroll down here, it's going to give me this little success button. And then once it gives me that success button, I can click the change button. But I want to point out here that it takes up to 3 minutes after you change your password before the college systems are updated with the new password. So at least 3 minutes, that'll go by very quickly. So once it's blue, you're going to click that change button. Once you click that change button and you entered everything in correctly, it's going to say that your password change has been successful. If at this point it may come and say that your new password and your verified password does not match, so I would suggest that you just go back, enter in that old password again, which is your date of birth, enter in your new password, and then verify it. I would even encourage you to write your password out on a piece of paper, so that way you know you're entering the correct password. And when you're entering that password, if you look to the right of it, you might see a little eye that you can click on that will allow you to look at that password before going to the next step. So now that we have created our password, it returns us back to the login screen. And in here is where we will go ahead and log into the computer, into my Tri-C space. So you're going to enter your S number at acad.tri-c.edu. Your S number is your user ID. Again, I would encourage you to write that down. Or if you have access to a printer, print out that welcome email that you received from the registrar's office. You're going to click the next button. And when you click the next button, it's going to ask you to enter in your password. Enter in your password. And then once you've done entering your password and you click that next button again, it's going to say, okay, let's keep your account secure. We want to help you set up another method to verify you. And this is called the multi-factor authentication. Another term is called the two-factor authentication. So again, we're going to click that next button. And the very next screen that's going to pop up is going to ask you to install the multi-factor authentication method, the multi-factor authentication app. It's going to ask you to install that app. Personally, I would suggest that you set up another method. So right down here where it says set up a different way to log in or sign in, I would go ahead and click this option, and then that will take me to the very next screen, and that screen will give me either this Microsoft Authenticator or the phone. I personally prefer to either receive a phone call or a text message with a code. It's less likely to have some glitches. It's been known that the app may have some glitches. All apps have glitches. But just to be on the safe side and reduce the amount of frustration it might cause you, I would suggest that you use the phone method. So the very next screen that will appear will ask you to enter in your phone number. So it's your 10-digit phone number that you're going to enter. If your phone's coming from a different country, you may want to change the country code. But since we're all here in the United States, or I believe we're all in the United States, we're going to leave this alone and just enter your 10-digit phone number. Right here it says, already selected, I would like a text message. So once you've clicked on that, there's another little button that's over here, and it's the next button. And it's next or okay, and it's going to take you right here to this screen. And in this screen, it's going to say enter your code. It's a 6-digit code that will be sent to you by text message, because that's the option that we chose. If you notice here, this next button is not available. It's grayed out. It's not available. So here it's not available to you until you have successfully entered the correct code. And then once you've done that, it's going to say now you can receive a code each time you sign in. Congratulations, you have successfully changed your password to My Tri-C Space. You click done, and then the next screen that you will see is to stay signed in. Above this, I did not want to expose someone's email address, so I cut out their email address. But you'll notice in each one of these screens that I've shown you that your email address will appear right above. So it says stay signed in. You can say do not show this screen again. Keep me signed in. It's going to reduce the number of times you are asked to sign in. And then it's going to take you directly to My Tri-C Space. The very first time, it always opens up with 3 screens. They're called Welcome to the Dashboard. My Tri-C Space is made up of cards, and each card has a category. You're going to click Get Started. The very next screen tells you to make it your own. You can add and remove those cards that have been approved by the college. Your cards are based upon your enrollment profile. So if you're a student, then your cards are based upon any and everything you need to help you to be successful in our program as well as a student at Tri-C. The last screen that you'll see once you click the next button is the analytical screen, where they're saying, hey, will you let us take some essential and non-essential analytics? I want to point out this is not Tri-C. It is actually the company that Tri-C has purchased or is leasing the My Tri-C Space software from. You click either no thanks or accept. I would encourage you to read this and make that decision. So we're at the end of logging in for the very first time, changing your password, getting a glimpse of My Tri-C Space, just a glimpse. But if you got questions, I would encourage you to contact the help desk. In your email that sent you the link to this video, you will find the contact information for the help desk. So thank you. Welcome to Tri-C, where futures begin. Cuyahoga Community College, where futures begin. And we look forward to working with you as your journey begins within our program. Thank you. See you soon.